Today's students are tomorrow's front line. Today's visionaries will become tomorrow's leaders. And today's research will discover tomorrow's solutions. For ourselves, for others, and for our world. Southern Cross University, transforming tomorrow.
G'day and welcome to the National Virtual Expo. I'm your host Rob Malicki, coming to you today from Gadigal Land in Sydney, and welcome to this session on applying for university in Victoria. I'm thrilled to be joined by colleagues from VTAC, the Victorian Tertiary Admissions Centre. We'll get to that in just a moment. If you've got questions as we go, please drop them in the chat. So if you're here live, thanks for joining us. Your chat will be somewhere on your screen. Ask your questions and we will get back to them. If you're watching this on the recording, you can jump in the Choosing Your Uni Discord, or if you're a parent, we have a Facebook community just for you. Details for both of those down in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into this session on applying for university in Victoria.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Luke, and today I'll be talking about how to apply for courses through VTAC. Today we'll discuss researching courses and checking that you're eligible, applying through VTAC and structuring your preferences, getting your course offers, the 8R and scaling, and I'll pepper the presentation with some handy hints. Before we go through all of that, what is VTAC? VTAC stands for Victorian Tertiary Admissions Centre. We are the central point for applications to Victorian universities, TAFEs and private colleges. So instead of applying to each institution, you'll apply once through VTAC for up to 8 different courses. We also calculate the 8R for Victorian Year 12 students because that's just used for tertiary entry. Some key dates before we really get started. So applications will open for 2027 intake on August 3. We next have the timely application deadline of the 28th of September. So you can apply, you can submit your preferences after that date. However, it's going to cost you a lot more. So the application fee will double after 5 p.m. on the 28th of September. All you need to do is submit your application and pay your application fee by that time, and you'll obviously lock in that lower cost. You can make changes to your application afterwards. You can change your preferences. If you need to update any of your details, you can at no additional cost. You just need to submit and pay by that time. There are a small number of courses which have application deadlines tied to this. So these are mainly medicine at Monash University and the various performing arts courses at University of Melbourne's Victorian College of the Arts. The next deadline is 9th of October. So that's when our equity schemes and scholarships application close. So that's our special consideration application, and it's combined with the scholarships application as well. So 9th of October, that closes. For Victorian students, VCE results and 8Rs will be released on the 10th of December. Change of preference closes for the big December offer round a couple of days later on the 12th of December. So I'll just note that interstate December round participation and change of preference dates are to be confirmed. Last year we had several states participate in the December round, not all though. It does depend on your results release schedule and if we can get the results in time for the December round. So keep an eye on the VTAC website for that confirmation. December offers will be released on the 23rd of December, and then change of preference closes for January round 1 on the 24th, and then January round 1 offers will be released on the 12th of January. We'll have further change of preference and offer rounds throughout January and February. So resources to get to help you with your application and to really sort of get you started. So the first and largest is the VTAC website. It's the primary source for all VTAC information and policies. So you'll find details regarding the preference and offer system, special considerations, scholarships, guides on applying for tertiary study, detailed course listings via VTAC Core Search, which I'll discuss in more detail shortly, and lots more. For technical information about the ATAR and subject scaling, go to the ATAR and scaling guide. It explains what the ATAR is, why we scale subjects, and outlines the various rules and restrictions. We have a range of guides available for different age groups and year levels. They're designed to assist with the process of applying for tertiary study, with resources on making decisions, researching courses, and explaining the process. We also have downloadable PDF guides and fact sheets to help you make these sorts of decisions, and they're available on our website at vtac.edu.au/fact sheets. So these guides and fact sheets cover all aspects of the application process, how to apply, what to consider when choosing courses, and they're all a free download, so you don't need to register or provide an email address or anything like that. Lastly, with posts on tertiary study, VTAC application hints and advice, deadline reminders, it's a good idea to follow our social media. It's a great resource to help you navigate applications for 2026. 2027. So in terms of choosing courses, deciding what to study is a pretty big decision. It can shape your adult life, your employment prospects, how much you'll earn, your career, the people you'll meet. There's also a financial aspect to it because, as you probably know, studying at university isn't free. In terms of your options for study, we can split the types of courses into three. The first are certificates, diplomas, and advanced diplomas, which tend to be your TAFE courses. They range from 6 months to 2 years in length. The style of teaching is similar to high school in that it's class-based and that you will progress through the qualification with the same group of people. It's a hands-on approach and focused on practical skills for a particular career, for example, nursing or IT. They make excellent pathways into bachelor degrees. So, for example, you could do a diploma or advanced diploma in nursing and then get into possibly second year of a nursing bachelor degree. At the end of it, you come out with 2 qualifications and that hands-on practical foundation in the career. So next we have bachelor degrees. These are usually the type of courses offered by universities and range from 3 to 5 years. It's a more independent style of learning. So while you'll have lectures and tutorials, the research, project work, and assignments are self-driven. This means that you won't have teachers or staff hounding you to hand in your assignments or to study for exams. It's all up to you and how motivated you are to succeed. They offer generalist courses such as arts, science, and business commerce, but also career-specific ones such as nursing and engineering. The degrees offered at the major public universities you can put on HEX help, meaning that you can defer the fees through the taxation system once you start earning around $55,000 a year. Lastly, we have independent tertiary college qualifications, so courses offered by private institutions. They offer courses from certificate right through to degrees. These institutions will often specialize in a particular field. For example, you have the Australian Institute of Music. You can probably guess the courses they offer. There's also LCI, who have a design and fashion focus. These courses are full fee, but there is the fee help program which can assist. So where do you find these courses? Head to the VTAC website and use our course search page. VTAC Course Search lists all of the undergraduate university courses available in the state, most of the TAFE and private college offerings as well. It's a basic keyword search, which you can then filter by institution, ATAR, qualification level, and more. I'll just note that the main course search page on the VTAC website is currently displaying our mid-year courses, but on the homepage you can see the course search archive. Use that to access the list of courses available at the start of the year. When you click on a course, you'll see something like this. You'll get a brief overview of the course, its major studies, career opportunities, and any professional accreditations. You should also know that all of the information within each course listing is directly provided by the institution offering it. They enter our system and input the details themselves, so you can trust that it's both accurate and comprehensive. Lower down in each course entry, you'll find the entry requirements and criteria, answering the question, what do I need to get into the course? So what the prerequisites are, if it considers the ATAR, if it requires an interview or some sort of supplementary form. Course Search is free to use. Just head to our website and begin using it. No sign up or email address necessary. Okay, so onto the application process. The VTAC application process can be distilled into 3 steps. Step 1 is registering your account and creating your profile, which is a relatively quick process. You're just giving basic contact details. Your profile is where you detail your current and previous education and any relevant tests you've taken. VCE students will need their student number or VCAA number. Interstate students, your relevant student number. So New South Wales students will need you'll need your NESA number. For Queensland students, you'll need your Louis number, and so on. Each applicant will need their unique student identifier or USI. If you don't have yours, head to the USI website and retrieve it there. It takes about 5 minutes. Step 2 is submitting your preferences. On the preferences page, you can search for courses and add them to your list and filter by institution, qualification level, and also keyword search. You can list up to 8 courses. You don't need to list 8 courses. It's a maximum of 8, minimum of 1. I'll leave it at that for now. We're going to return to preferences shortly. The next step is applying for equity schemes and scholarships. So by equity schemes, I'm referring to special consideration. So special consideration is applied for through equity schemes Cs. Cs, which stands for Special Entry Access Scheme, is VTAC's special consideration application. So if circumstances beyond your control have impacted on your ability to perform at your best during your studies, you should apply for equity scheme Cs. It's primarily about circumstances or life events that have disadvantaged your education and prevented you from reaching your potential in your studies. It compensates for educational disadvantage by increasing your selection rank for courses, which makes your application more competitive. It won't increase your ATAR. Your ATAR will be calculated purely on your scaled study scores, but it can increase your ranking for selection. So your selection rank for courses begins with your ATAR and goes up from there to include adjustments such as equity scheme Cs. It is not a separate pool of places. You're still applying for the same spots as everyone else, nor does it exempt you from meeting course requirements. So if a course has prerequisites, you need to satisfy them. If it requires an interview, you still need to show up on the day. Equity schemes can have one of two effects on your application. It can either benefit you by improving your ranking for selection, or it can do nothing, no effect. So Cs can never work against you or disadvantage your application. So what does it consider? We have a few examples on the screen. This is by no means exhaustive. I could fill the next dozen slides with more examples, but you can see we've got injury, illness, or mental health diagnosis, financial hardship, bullying and discrimination, refugee or asylum seeker status, illness or death of a friend or family member, natural disasters, living or school location, and lots more. So you should also apply for scholarships. Scholarships are a very broad area. They are awarded on a wide range of criteria, not just on academic merit. If we zoom out though, broadly we can put scholarships into two categories. We have merit scholarships, which are usually for high achieving students. Then we have equity scholarships, which exist to assist people access tertiary study when they would otherwise not be able to afford it. So it's one of these odd situations when it comes to scholarships. Institutions have these various piles of money sitting there that they'd like to award. Some of it comes from government grants or various philanthropic trusts, but they often struggle to award it because they don't get enough applicants. So it's always a good idea to make yourself eligible and apply for these opportunities. VTAC runs a scholarship application. It's combined with the equity schemes application. The reason for this is that many of the scholarships available through VTAC are awarded on an equity basis, examples of which are on the screen. They're also awarded for leadership and community service, but by completing the equity schemes application and answering the questions at the bottom regarding how scholarship would benefit you and any sort of community service or leadership skills, you're making yourself eligible for a broad range of opportunities. And if you meet the requirements, you may be offered one of these opportunities by the participating institutions. Before we move on to preferences and offers, I just want to emphasize the potential outcome of an equity schemes and scholarships application. You can either receive that bump upwards to your selection rank for courses, or receive financial assistance, possibly both, or receive nothing. Nothing happens. So it either benefits you or there's no effect. Okay, so on to preferences. You can list up to 8 courses on your preference list. You should be listing courses in the order you want to get into them, with your dream course at the top, your second most wanted course at number 2, your third most wanted course at number 3, and so on. This is because on each offer date, you will be eligible for one offer only, and the offer you are made will be from the highest preference that made you an offer. So if you've been made an offer for preference number 3, that means preferences 1 and 2 didn't make you an offer. You won't find out about the lower preferences, as those places will have gone to other applicants. After you save or submit your preferences, you can change them as many times as necessary while change of preference is open. Also, now want to make this clear, no institution will consider where you've placed their course on your preference list. So you can't be penalized for placing a course at the bottom of your list or bumped up the rankings for placing it at the top. Each course on your preference list will be assessed on the published selection criteria, examples of which are ATAR, prerequisites, interview, if they require it. It is never preference placement. How will you receive your offer? Offers are made on specific offer dates, which we call offer rounds. We will first email you your offer notification, then the institution making the offer will follow up with their own email, which will contain instructions on how to accept it and also the deadline for accepting it. If you don't accept the offer by the set deadline, the offer will lapse and the place will go to somebody else in the next offer round. It's a good idea to always accept your offer. That way, you'll secure at least one option for study in 2027. Accepting will have zero impact on your eligibility for offers from higher preferences in the next offer round. So if you receive an offer for preference number 3 and you accept it, you'll have secured the place and your higher preferences, in this example, preferences 1 and 2, will automatically be considered in the next offer round. Change of preference open, so you can actually move other courses higher for consideration. So the key message is accept your offer, secure the place, and any course you want to be considered for in the next offer round needs to be placed higher than whatever you've been offered. Should you receive a preferred offer in the next offer round, that's great, just accept that, but you have to withdraw from the other course. Okay, so onto the ATAR. What is it? ATAR stands for Australian Tertiary Admissions Rank, so it is a rank and not a score. This means a person with an ATAR of, say, 60 has performed better than 60% of the Year 12 age group for that year. It is nationally equivalent, meaning that an ATAR calculated in Victoria will apply equally across the country. It has one use, and that's to get you into a course. It has no other function. Why do institutions use it? Because most courses will receive more applicants than they have spaces, so they need a way to rank their applicants. ATAR allows courses to make offers based purely on academic merit, efficiently, transparently, and without any bias or arbitrary decision making. It is not a score for the VCE and, most importantly, is not a measure of your worth or a reflection of you as a person. For the VCE students joining us, how will you get your results? Free online access will be available at resultinatar.vic.edu.au and also via the Joint Results app. To access your results, you will first need to register a secure password, which can be done from August at resultinatar.vic.edu.au. So it's a very, very good idea for students to register their password in advance of the results release date. So results will be released on the 10th of December. Register your password before then so there are no needless delays on the big day. Paid VTAC applicants will receive digital access to their ATAR through the MyEquals platform, which is a platform used by all of the major universities in the country. You'll be emailed a registration link, which you follow to access your certified digital document. Okay, so in terms of your next steps, it's a great time to begin your course research. So head to our course search page on the VTAC website. A reminder to use the archive because that will list all of the courses available at the beginning of the year. The main course search page is just displaying our mid-year courses. A few institutions are beginning to host their open days around this time of year, but most of them will host their open days in late July and August, sometimes right through to September. They are a great opportunity to experience a campus, experience the culture, speak to faculty, staff, and current students. If you have any questions about applying through VTAC or about special consideration or scholarships, don't hesitate to contact us. You can reach us over the phone or email or through our various social media channels. When you do apply, it's important that you do follow up on any VTAC emails or texts. Sometimes we'll be emailing you about things you need to complete or various upcoming deadlines. So we do have resources at vtac.edu.au/fact sheets. And here we have our various contact details. So 99261020, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you'd like to call, you can email through your VTAC account, which you can actually register from now, or direct message through social media. Thank you very much for joining me today. Best of luck for your application for 2027.
Well, I hope you got something out of this session. And if you have any questions at all, you can head to choosingyouruni.com and ask Lumen. Lumen is your AI guide who knows about every university, every pathway, every option that we've talked about throughout this virtual expo. And Lumen is available to talk to you 24/7. So it's ready when you are.